Hello Year 2 and happy Friday. We finally made it to the end of another week. So let's have a look at what we're going to be focusing on today in our spellings. Yes, we're going to be going over a lot of what we've been doing in phonics and we thought about last week when we are adding ed to the end of a word. Okay. First of all, let's have a recap on past tense, because when we put a verb into past tense, we often add ed to the end of a word. But remember, that isn't always the case. Let's see if we can spot the ones that you do and the ones that you don't. What about see? Does see become seed or saw? What about the word go? Is it I goed to the park or I went to the park? And eat becomes not eated but ate. But words like look does become looked, and we simply add ed. Words like say, here's one of our key words to spell, become said, and that's another what we call an irregular verb. So have a go at changing these into past tense. Have a think, is it an irregular verb, so the whole spelling changes, or do we just add ed? Help becomes, what do you think? Helped. Say becomes saw. Meet becomes, that's right, met, not meted. And walk, what do we do with this one? We just add ed. Did you get them right? Well done if you did. As we go along, you can write these down on a piece of paper or a whiteboard if you've got something at home to write on. If not, don't worry, just try and join in as we go along. Here are some more words that end in ed. Can you think of them? Talked, pushed, pulled, jumped, and played. Can you think of any more? Now let's move on. We're going to have a look at adding ed to verbs that end in e. Words ending in e are a little bit more tricky. So bake becomes baked. Did you see what happened? Ice becomes iced. Did you see what was happening? Can you tell me? If the word ends in e, you must drop the e before adding ed. Have a go at adding ed to these spellings words. Prove. Remember the rule? Proved. Smile becomes smiled. And improve becomes improved. And love, can you write it before the words bounce down? Becomes loved. Did you get them all right? Well done if you did. Here are some more words that have an e at the end before you add ed. Like becomes like. Hate becomes hated. Decide becomes decided, and care becomes cared. Can you think of any other verbs that end in E where you add ed? Now let's move on. Adding ed to words with the short vowel sound. Can you remember in phonics we have actually been thinking about the short and long vowel sounds in words that these words have a short vowel sound in the middle. A, e, I, o, a. Watch what happens to the spelling when you add ed. So skip becomes sk, I, p, e, d. Sh, o, p becomes sh, o, p, e, d. Shopped. Can you actually see what's happening? Have a look at the consonant after the short vowel sound. This consonant gets doubled. The P in shopped becomes two P's in shopped. We have to double the consonant before we add ed. If the word has a short vowel, then you must double the letter before you add ed. Now I want you to have a go at adding to these words and remember that short vowel sound. Slap, s, l, a, p, t. Slip, s, l, I, p, e, d. Slipped. B, a, t, e, d. Batted. P, a, t. Patted. Did you get them right? I hope you did. Remember, short vowel sound. A, I, o, a. Oh, I've forgotten which ones I've done. A, I, o, a. The short vowel sounds in a word. Say the word out loud to help you. Here are some more words that you need to double that letter before you add ed. Clap becomes clapped. Plan becomes planned. Chat becomes chatted. Splat becomes splatted. And hop becomes hopped. And knit becomes knitted. Can you think of any more? They're quite tricky to think of, but I'm sure you can have a go. So let's remember, most words you just add ed. Words ending in E, you drop the E before you add ed. And words with a vowel need a short vowel sound, need to double that letter before you add ed. Those are the three main rules. Well, it's the end of our English now, so until next week when we're going to start a completely new story writing. Okay, until then, bye-bye.